What up? This is Robert Ory.
Ory, three-pointer. Buries it.
You might know me as Big Shot Bob.
To Ory for three. Oh, unbelievable. This guy is off the charts.
What's going on, Big Shot Bob?
Robert Ory from downtown.
All right, let's do it one more time this week. This is the Shoot Around. It's our Friday bonus show. If you are just getting back to work and just getting back in the swing of things, welcome back to 2025. Go check out the Tuesday show and make fun of how wrong we were in our football picks, probably. I would imagine that's the case. By the way, and I meant to ask you this on Tuesday, so I'm going to ask you this today, Rob. Have you started working on your Compass games yet?
No, not yet. Not till February.
Not till February. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
Not till February.
Part of me thought about that the other day. I was like, I wonder if he started that yet.
No, just February.
February. All right, cool, man.
It was weird because, I don't know. It's like they've said, okay, we need someone in February. Hey, let's use Robert Ory.
Oh, hey, man. Just don't fight with the paycheck, man.
Exactly.
Don't argue with the money. I want to start with I just thought this was really interesting. It's a college football story, and we do have a bunch of NBA stuff to get to and listener questions. And if you have any listener questions, by the way, we're at Big Shot Bob Pod, pretty much all over the place. Jacoby Lane, who plays for the USC Trojans. Mm-hmm. USC had a heck of a comeback, man. 17-point comeback to beat Texas A&M, 35-31.
Yep.
Jacoby Lane caught 3 touchdowns in that game. So, of course, SportsCenter had him on. And I don't mean to make fun. I did not expect Jacoby to sound the way he sounds. So here you're going to hear the setup of the question, and you'll hear Jacoby respond.
And joining us now, Jacoby Lane, who was a huge part of that victory. Jacoby, congratulations on the win. Take me through that last touchdown from your quarterback to Kyle Ford. What did y'all draw up? What were you saying to each other before that play?
Yeah, I'm not sure what the play was, but I just know anybody that gets a play called for them is going to execute on this offense. Everybody came to this bowl week. Everybody came and banded together, and I think when anybody's name was called, everybody knew what time it was, and we just tried to do our best.
I forget what he looks like.
I did not expect it. You look at the young man. I see. We talk about this all the time. I forget they're kids. He sounds like a kid. He sounds like he's 10.
Yeah, he sounds like
he's got the tenor of a 10-year-old.
How old is he?
Oh God, he's got to be like 19 or 20, right?
Yeah, he can't be that old.
Yeah, All right. See, Jacoby Lane is. It does not say here. It says he's 6'4", 194, plays for the Trojans. Wide receiver. Right? How old is he, damn it? How old is he? 20. So he's 20. He turned 20 in August. Yeah. All right. So, I mean, he's a 20-year-old. But is there anybody you've known in your life that had a voice you just didn't expect?
It's 2 people. Dave Stewart, number 1. Remember the pitcher for the Blue Jays?
I remember his name. I don't know if I ever heard his voice.
And Vern Fleming. Those two get Vern Fleming coming down the court, played point guard for Indiana. He had a really, really high-pitched voice. And you like, what the hell? So, I think him and all of us, we all pick at the quarterback for Kansas City Chiefs, but.
Oh, Pat Mahomes, yeah.
Yeah, but those are 2 guys that I'm really shocked at their voices.
At the way the voices were?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, now I have to look him up.
Yeah.
We're looking at Vern Fleming first. Hang on. Vern Fleming.
Go with Dave Stewart first.
Huh?
Dave Stewart was a baseball pitcher for it. He was
Dave Stewart.
Yeah.
Baseball. Because apparently there's a Dave Stewart who's a musician. Let's go to videos and see if we can't find Dave Stewart.
Pitcher.
Talking about his World Series experiences. Here we go. Let's see if this
Let's bring Stu in now. Good morning, Stu.
Good morning, fellas. Good morning.
Day 1 of the World Series. Did I get the story right, Dave? Is that
man,
how that
Dave
went
Stewart.
in 98
Oh,
spring
see, that's
training?
why.
Take a look at the rings, fellas, and let's get on board.
Did say that, but the part before that is Dan Worthen.
This is not
I
Dave
can
Stewart.
kind of hear it, though. Yeah, I can kind of hear it.
Yeah.
Most of these are all like interviews he's done recently.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not finding anything from the classic days, but who was the other dude? Vern Fleming.
Vern Fleming.
Okay. While I'm looking for Vern Fleming, I'm going to tell you the one that stuck out to me the most, which made me laugh, was Femke Bol was her name. This happened in 2024. She was a Dutch runner and they got her on after the Olympics, and they interviewed her on the air.
You know exactly what to do indoors. How was that for you?
Oh, it was amazing. I mean, it was such a strong race. We were all running so fast, multiple running in the 50s, so I knew I had to go out fast. I think in front of me, so I wanted to be in front, and I could hear her. She was behind me, so I was like, okay, this is good. Now we keep going.
That was her. It was real. That went super viral. No, it went super viral over the summer because she sounds like Mickey Mouse. Was my favorite. Again, I'm finding a lot of Vern Fleming like interviews and stuff. Not a lot of like video of him.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll continue to look for Vern Fleming stuff and see how to. Vern Fleming and the rookie seasons. These are like there's a lot of recap videos and stuff. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, we'll have to look up Vern Fleming, but Jacoby Lane, dude, huge performance. Did not expect his voice. Question from Kenny.
Hey, Kenny.
I hope not. I'm assuming you guys saw Toledo rush the field 3 times in their 6 overtime thriller against Pitt. Ridiculous, and I thought for sure that they had jinxed it, which you'd have to imagine you'd think jinx. So he wants to know, did you or a teammate ever prematurely celebrate a win or feel like a teammate said or did something that jinxed one?
No, I've never done that. I was... we are so superstitious as athletes, and I've never done anything no. I had one thing that I was like, okay, do I do this? Or do I not do this?
What'd you do?
Back when we was playing Orlando, we were up 3-0, and they wanted to they wanted to take pictures of us in the championship shirts, me in particular, and I was like, I'm not fucking doing this. We up 3-0. And if I do it, we fucking jinx it. And then they showed me the paycheck. Like, fuck that, I'm doing it.
Wow.
And then we ended up winning anyway. So I was so fucking relieved. So I was like, okay, that's the only time I would ever.
When you say the championship shirts, like the T-shirts they make that you guys would put on after you win the title, type of shirt.
Yeah, they want.
I'm shocked they asked you to do that before you guys.
I'm shocked too, and I was like, man, I'm not doing that. And it's like, well, we'll give you X amount of dollars. I'm like, what do you want me to wear?
What time do I need to be there? Here's the one that always sticks out to me. And I remember this just because I was in Miami at the time, was the 2006 NBA Finals. And the Mavs went up 2-0 against the Heat. And after the Game 2 win, Mark Cuban and the Mavericks put out a map of how the championship parade is going to go. Like, this is where the championship parade will start. It'll go through this part of downtown. Like, they started planning the championship parade up 2-0. And that was when Dwayne Wade took over that series, and the Heat came back and won 4 straight, and they lost 6-4. Or 4-2, I should say, in 6 games in the NBA Finals. But I will never forget. I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you putting this information into the world? What are you doing? Yeah. Like, this is where our championship parade's going to go. You got 2 more games.
You got to relax on that, man.
But then it came back to haunt him like years later when I'm sick. And Dirk went off on him.
That's when,
Yeah.
All right, this is an interesting question. I wrote a soliloquy on this. I didn't mean to. But I'm gonna address this. There's this debate happening right now, and I wanted to get both of your takes on it, about Victor Wembanyama, who currently has a higher three-point percentage than James Harden, who is the second in all-time three-pointers made, Devin Booker, LaMelo Ball, Luka Doncic, Tyrese Halliburton, and Jamal Murray. And the sentiment among fans has been, why is he shooting threes? He's 7'5", he's long, he needs to be in the paint, he needs to work on his post game, and that's what everybody and that has been like the hubbub coming out of the Spurs right now. And my retort to that is, isn't this the time in his career that you want him to shoot threes? Because, like, I don't think shot selection is a problem for the Spurs right now. They're not a very good team. This is his second year. We know his size. We know what he can do down low. He is borderline unguardable that tall shooting from three. So if he goes on, plays many more years in the NBA, and he puts on some weight, he develops this like incredible play. There's time for him to work down low, but there isn't time late in his career for him to develop a 3-point shot. If all of a sudden, because if he can hit a three, he can hit a mid-range shot. So it's almost like he's working the skill set outside in, which at this point in his career, I really don't have a problem with. But Spurs fans are like sideways about it.
Seriously?
Yeah, they're all online. He doesn't shoot too many threes. Why is he out there shooting threes? We need him in the paint.
Well, I think, you think about the history of the Spurs, David and Tim, who dominated in the inside. So that's what people have. That's the vision they have. And I think if people watch him post up, half the time he get pushed out there anyway. He's so damn little and so small that, I'm not saying like weight-wise. He gets pushed out. So you think about who was I think it was De'Aaron Fox. He was trying to post De'Aaron Fox up. De'Aaron Fox pushed him all the way out to the 3-point line. So I think for him, Victor just takes advantage of his opportunities, and he's always getting the rebound, and he's a trail guy. And most bigs are guarding him, so they naturally gravitate to the basket. So that's the open shot that he has. So I think that's why he's shooting a lot. Even in the Christmas game, every three he took almost was wide open. A couple of them he's taking like 18 feet behind the line. But he's so tall that really doesn't matter with him because he's like a fucking catapult when he shoots that bitch just like this. So I'm fine with it. It's just that's just the era of this game. Everybody wants to shoot threes. We just talked about it like a couple of weeks ago about how, the commission wants to come out and say, why are we shooting so many threes? Because that's the nature of the beast that has been created.
He's working on other aspects of his game. Like these are things that he can do. And this is what makes him such a unicorn. His ability to knock down those shots when he's open or when he has a good shot. Look, I've seen does he get pushed around in the paint sometimes? Yes, but I've also seen him dominate down there as well because he's taller than everybody. I've seen him drive to the basket as well and dunk on people. We talk about Tim and we talk about David Robinson. Those are great, so I won't even compare him. But as far as skills, as far as the ceiling is concerned, his ceiling could be higher than both of those players. Just because we ain't never seen anybody this tall, this athletic, and he's nowhere near the ceiling of what he could do, in my opinion. What we're seeing right now is he's only scratching the surface. This is his second year. Don't let him bulk up a little bit. Don't let it happen because you're going to get what you asked for. Oh, he can't do it. Okay. Let him let somebody get him on a little bit of a weight room regimen or a weightlifting regimen. He eating a little more the way he's supposed to, a combination of both of them. Don't let him put on some more weight because it's going to be over for the league.
Yeah, I think the perimeter shot and the 3-point shot becomes the counter game because, like Rob said, if everybody's going to gravitate low and he starts to put on a little bit of, he matures a little more physically and he gets a little more weight on him and he starts to become more of a paint and post player. If everybody continues to gravitate low on him, he's going to have so many wide open opportunities to shoot that basketball, even not from three, even if it's just a perimeter shot, mid range. Knock down those mid range shots, man. A lot of those big guys, they just don't have that skill set. They're great down under the basket, but you hit them in the mid-range, all of a sudden they're clanking them off the back and stuff. So if he can develop that shot and make that good at his size, and you can have both aspects to his game where he can shoot that mid-range, that perimeter shot, and he can also play down low, he's going to be very hard to defend.
Rob,
very hard to defend.
His game is almost, I don't want to say the opposite of Giannis, but we always talk about one way you have to let Giannis be himself if Giannis wants to shoot himself out of a game. You know what I'm saying? Because Giannis hadn't always been the best shooter. We always said if Giannis could develop a consistent, maybe not 3-point shot, but more of a mid-range jump shot, he takes his game to a whole nother level. Mm-hmm. Well, with this guy, we're seeing him also knock down threes, but yet we want him to work more inside. Giannis has the inside game because Giannis put on a little weight. You remember he came in, he was a stick figure. And over time...
Not like Wemby, though.
Well, it didn't look like that because he's also not as tall as Wemby.
Yeah.
Like Wemby's 7'5" and a stick. Like KD we say KD is a stick, but KD is just, well, you say 6'10". This dude is
7 feet.
okay, 7 feet, but this dude is 7'5".
Yeah.
And he's a twig off of a tree at that tall. So it looks a little different. So that type of guy being able to shoot the way that he does, and then if the thing we're talking about is him developing a post game, man, that man gonna put on a little more weight. I think at some point in time he gonna put on a little more. They're gonna get him in a program. Absolutely. Yeah, bro. Eat this chicken. Eat these mashed potatoes. And we need this weight room regimen. Yeah, we're gonna put on about 40, 50 pounds.
You're gonna spend a summer with Zion down in New Orleans.
No,
he'll put it on quick, man.
See, I need him bulky. I don't need him fat. See, you spend time with Zion. Can you imagine 7'5"
coming
and
back
fat
sweating
like
butter?
Yeah. No, sorry, won't need that.
All right, last thing, and we'll wrap up the shoot around this week. The Netflix on Christmas Day dropped the teaser trailer for Happy Gilmore 2.
I didn't see it.
With Adam Sandler. It's a 30-second little teaser trailer if you want to watch it. It's just a short commercial. But you get to see Adam in like the classic Bruins jersey and swinging. Julie Bowen is back as his girlfriend, I guess. Christopher McDonald's back as Shooter McGavin, who was a great, maybe the greatest comedy movie villain. Just so good. I'm very excited for it. I hope it delivers. My question is, has there been a sequel that you've been super excited for that has just not met the expectation?
Well,
because I can pluck one big one.
I fell asleep on the Joker.
Which one? The second one?
The second one.
I didn't even watch it.
So I was like, oh, right. I was so excited. I sat down. And when I'm on the couch, I usually don't fall asleep. But when I'm in the bed, I fall asleep. But I'm on the couch. So
wow.
I'm about to give it a second chance. I don't know if it's because I was tired, but that's the only one I can think of right offhand that kind of. And then I wasn't that thrilled with Gladiator 2 either.
I haven't seen that yet either.
Yeah, yeah.
I've seen it. You can't go into that movie with the expectation of it being as good as the first one. That's one you just can't do.
The first one won like a ton of Academy Awards and stuff. Didn't it win Best Picture and all that?
Yeah, Gladiator 2 is a good movie.
It's a good movie.
But people, when you go into, like, you're talking about a 20-something year gap between the first one and now. You can't. It's not fair. Even though we will as people, it's not fair to that movie to look at it like that.
Yeah.
Here's one though. Coming to America.
That was the one I was doing. That was mine.
They should have never done a second.
That was brutal.
The second one was
brutal. That was absolutely what stuck out. I was so excited for it because the first one is like, it's in the lexicon of my life. Like, I mean, it's one of those like most quoted movies of all time. I thought it was the trash. I mean, I say random stupid lines from that movie almost on the daily. I was so excited.
You got to watch the first one over to cleanse yourself from the second one.
Yeah. You have to remind yourself, why did I love this? Why did I love this again? Oh, that's right, I love this because the original.
The barbershop scenes, one of the best scenes in the movies, man.
Dude,
ever.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
Joe Louis, 148 years old.
So, I know this is not a 2, but did y'all watch Axel? Beverly Hills Cop, the last one?
I actually heard people really enjoyed it. I don't know if it's good or not. I've heard people give it good reviews.
That's why I wanted to see what y'all comment was, because I was still on the fence about it. I'm like, you got to realize they're old.
I was saying, it was all the old guys, wasn't it?
Yeah, and the one guy, what's the
one of them John passed away.
John just passed away. Yeah, and so it was a little different. So.
Taggart, I think was his name in the movie. Yeah, I think he just passed. Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna give you one, but they did a third one. Like it was a trilogy. They should have cut Rush Hour off at 2. Because I don't think 3 was that good.
I don't really remember a lot about Rush Hour 3.
Yeah. That's the whole point.
I remember the first 2 pretty well, but I don't remember much about the third one. But that's the same thing with Lethal Weapon for me. I grew up on Lethal Weapon. I remember the first 2 vividly. A diplomatic immunity. Just been revoked. I love the first two, but when you hit 3 and 4, I'm like, you lost.
Yeah, I was thinking about.
But Rush Hour 3, I like Rush Hour 3. I remember I'm looking at once I saw the trailer for it, I'm like, okay, I remember this. This is because when he was like, which one of y'all hit me? So there's a lot of good
I remember
ones
that moment. Yeah.
It had funny moments.
Yeah,
It's just, you know what also
yeah.
I thought? I think because as time went on, like I loved early Chris Tucker.
Mm-hmm.
When he had no filter. Chris is a little different now. I don't even think Chris doesn't even cuss anymore now.
Seriously?
He ain't cuss anymore.
But again, Friday is one of those lexicon movies for us too. I mean,
yeah, the first 2 Rush Hours when Chris was really unfiltered, I think, God forbid, I'm all for people improving and getting better. But I will say, as far as for movie purposes, when he was unfiltered, that's when them movies were the best, unfortunately.
well, I'll give you that one too, by the way. Friday After Next. Wasn't that the follow-up to Friday?
Okay, that trilogy was
not
good.
a terrible movie, but so different from what Friday was.
Yeah, it's different, but I loved it. It's still a classic. I love it still. It's a story. It's a story.
It is. It's got its moments, but it's such a different movie.
The first Friday is always going to be the best one.
Iconic.
Mm-hmm.
But
iconic.
Next Friday is great. Friday After Next, Friday After Next is a Christmas movie. And it has its own. I love all 3 of them, but I think first Friday is always going to be the best one.
Right.
Yeah.
So, all right, that is all she wrote, friends. What do
No,
you got
Ice
going on
Cube,
today?
you don't need to bring out a 4th one. Because,
he's doing the Are We There Yet movies. He's got like 7 of those now.
Yeah, all the people that we want to see have passed on. They're not here with us anymore.
Yeah, no. Well, you can't have Debo.
You can't have
You can't do it
Pops
without
is
Tiny.
gone. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God. Why am I
John
spacing with
Witherspoon.
his name?
John Witherspoon.
John Witherspoon. So good.
Can't do it.
So good.
And then
my favorite is John Witherspoon's website for the longest time when he was doing his stand-up comedy tour was bangbangbangbang.com.
Yep.
That was his website. So if you wanted to find out where John was playing, he was promoting it was bangbangbangbang.com. Foot of a dog's ass. Bang, 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 bang. Yeah. So,
y'all do know there's a Rush Hour 4 coming out, right?
shut up.
Yeah.
With
When?
Chris Tucker?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Rush
And Jackie
Hour
Chan?
4?
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Man,
Rush
I ain't
Hour
watching
4.
that.
Oh my God, there's trailers for it? Oh
No,
my God.
Sorry. Not watching that.
Hold on.
Yeah.
When is
Mhm.
this being released?
I have
Come
no
on,
clue.
I
dog.
don't even see a release date for it.
Yeah.
That's probably a good thing.
What they got Jamie Foxx in it. So
Oh my goodness.
mm-hmm.
This is really happening.
Yeah.
My
Feel
goodness.
about
I don't see a
this.
release date on it, but yeah, there's news about it everywhere.
Come on.
Unbelievable. Why? And look, I love Jackie, but Jackie's getting to be an old man now.
Yeah.
He can't keep doing this
Getting to
diving
be-
through windows, jumping out of because
That man
all of
gonna
his
have-
stunts. That was part of what made Rush Hour so great too, though.
Mhm.
Was the comedy, but the Jackie Chan iconic stunts, like the through the window, over the bar, disarm the guy. Like, dude, you're in your 60s. You can't be
He's
doing
gonna
that
have
no more.
hella stunt doubles.
Oh my
Hey,
God.
and the funny thing about it, I just used to like watching this for afterwards when they show all the time he used to get hurt, made a mistake or something. That was like my favorite thing to wait to watch the.
Oh, right,
end
the
of movie
bloopers
trailer.
at the end.
Yeah,
Where he tried to jump through the window and hurt his elbow or broke his arm or some nonsense.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, guess what? Rush Hour 4? Oh no, he ain't doing none of that. He's just gonna shoot people. What happened to Jackie? He just shoots people now.